Now, The Hunt Palmer Show.
He needs care and treatment.
You are now listening to The Hunt Palmer Show, brought to you by Guarantee Health Solutions on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Is this a great country or what?
Locking down the middle of the day, live from the Raising Cane studio. This is Hunt Palmer.
Welcome in! Hunt Palmer coming to you from the Raising Cane studio downtown in the capital city on this Monday. Hope your work week's off to a good start. We're brought to you by Guarantee Health Solutions. Got Jordan Kitchens and Braxton Rizzuto back there on the ones and twos and fired up. You are here with us. LSU cannot stop getting football commitments. There were two over the weekend. There have been two today. We'll talk about it with Sam Spiegelman coming up in 30 minutes. Our Omaha field is just about set. In fact, it might actually be set in the last 5 minutes since I stopped watching, but Oklahoma will be the 8th team to punch their ticket. Alabama already did so earlier today. There will be 5 SEC teams in Omaha. I'll tell you about it a little bit later on. Adam Schefter had a thought on the New Orleans Saints that we're going to get to in hour number 2, and a track record that makes it very, very interesting. So we'll discuss that coming up at 2 o'clock. There are new baseball transfer portal entrants today that I think are of interest to LSU, so we'll get into some of that at 2:15. Some more Saints sound in the second hour as well. So lock us in. Let's get started.
Welcome to the big league.
It's time for Hunt's Opening Drive, presented by Fabry Chevrolet GMC in St. Francisville.
All right, so on this station, I think we do a really good job of staying local and talking about the things that you want to talk about. I think there are plenty of you listening right now that are locked into the NBA Finals, that are fired up for Knicks and Spurs, and that's great. We don't talk about it a ton here because it's not necessarily of local interest. We don't do a lot of Major League Baseball around here, even though I watch it almost every single day. We stick to LSU and the Saints, and that's generally what's going to lead our show. But today we're going to go national with it, because I think what has happened today in Lubbock, Texas is earth-shattering. I think it's earth-shattering. Now, you may have read about this. You may have heard commentary on Live at Lunch about this. You may have seen Twitter about this. It may be a little bit of old news for you. You may be coming out of lunch meeting and go, what the heck are you talking about? Well, here's the situation. Brendan Sorsby, a name you're very familiar with, visited LSU, ended up signing with, out of the transfer portal, Texas Tech, and enrolling there to be their quarterback in what will be a preseason top 10 team and one of the better rosters that NIL can buy. And he's the quarterback of this team. What we were determining in a court of law in Lubbock, Texas, was not whether or not Brendan Sorsby was gambling on his own team. This is factual. This happened. A lot of times in a court of law, we're determining if you broke rules. Now, those happen to be laws as opposed to NCAA rules, but that's not what was on trial here, whether or not he was gambling on his own team. He did that to the tune of thousands of dollars, hundreds and thousands of bets. And we know that he did this. And so the NCAA looked at this and said, this is among the worst things you can do, is gamble on your own team. And Brendan Sorsby did that. And they said, you cannot play. So Brendan Sorsby and Texas Tech sued. And a judge in Lubbock County, Texas, ruled today. Now, he was not a Texas Tech alum. There was one of those initially assigned to this case, and he was recused. They instead went with a retired judge who went to Texas, Arlington, and Houston, and is from Fort Worth, so he didn't have any ties, but it was in Lubbock County, Texas. And the ruling came down today, and I will read it to you. This is from the actual filing that the judge delivered today. The court finds that the applicant has demonstrated that he will suffer a probable, imminent, and irreparable injury if this court does not issue this temporary injunction, because he will be unable to participate as a member of Texas Tech University's 2026 football team, including Texas Tech's 2026 football season, and benefit from elite coaching, training resources, camaraderie, and regimen only being a member of a Division I football team can provide, build the skills necessary to maximize his own success during college football season, as well as that of Texas Tech's football team and each of its players, and make an informed decision whether or not to be entering the 2026 NFL supplemental draft. That's a lot of legalese for, hey, he did bet on his own team, but if we allow the NCAA to punish him, he's going to suffer to the tune of not collecting his NIL checks, not being on the football team, not getting coached, and not being able to progress in his football career. That's what the judge said. Here's my response. No joke. He broke the worst rule you can break. You compromise the competitive integrity of everything we're doing here. When you lose the fabric of competition in sports, sports cease to exist. This is not complicated. This man broke a rule. He should be punished for it. He's not going to prison. He can go play in the NFL. He cannot play in college where he has broken, and pardon my use of this word, a sacred rule in sports. And they have essentially awarded this injunction based on the legal defense of, well, he was addicted to gambling. Well, what happens if I show up dead drunk to work and they fire me and say, you can't collect a paycheck from here anymore? And I go, wait a second, I'm an alcoholic. You can't punish me and take away my salary. I'm an alcoholic. I just went to rehab. I'm fine. Huh? What? How could anyone in their right mind rule this? And this is essentially what we've gotten to in collegiate athletics. There was a determination made by the courts that nothing the NCAA or college athletes as a whole does is in line with the Constitution. Because you can't enforce rules on anyone. Rules are unfair. You have to allow everybody to make money. You have to allow everybody to transfer whatever they want to. If people gamble on sports, we know that's a real inconvenience for you when you're trying to, conduct athletic competitions, and this is the very fabric of that being ripped apart. But you can't take away $5 million from the kid because he gambled on Indiana football 2 years ago. That's against the law. We've taken away every single rule because that's just kind of not fair. And it's absurd. It's patently absurd. Now, I would be a lot more emotional about this if it were Ole Miss's quarterback or Bama's quarterback or Texas A&M's quarterback or Texas quarterback or Tennessee's quarterback who LSU plays this year. LSU's probably not going to run into Texas Tech, and I don't really care what Texas Tech does against who knows who. But what the NCAA has essentially ruled today, not the NCAA, sorry, that was incorrect. What this judge has ruled over the top of the NCAA today is that he just put up a sign, big, huge sign in Lubbock, Texas, spanning to Indianapolis, Indiana, where the NCAA is headquartered. Huge sign. And the sign reads, "You can now point shave." That's what the sign says. You cannot be punished for point shaving. That is what this ruling says. Flat out. You want to go out there, take a dive? Whatever. We can't do anything about it. That is the ruling. And it is unfathomable that a competent human being could come to that ruling. Unfathomable. I am shocked this went through. And I told y'all last week that if the legal team for Brendan Sorsby came to me with that defense, there is no chance at all that I would get through it without laughing out loud. It was absurd what they came with. Well, he's addicted. He's addicted. What? That's not a defense. It's a problem that needs to be rectified. And guess what? When you break rules, there is punishment. If my kid takes a Sharpie and draws all over the couch, he's going to his room. And he can't come back to a judge and go, well, I'm going to suffer irreparable harm. I'm not going to be able to eat ice cream because I'm stuck in my room. Well, yeah, don't draw over the couch. I can take this to the smallest detail, the smallest thing. not a multi-billion-dollar enterprise, which is collegiate athletics. It's laugh out loud, and that is sadly what this entire thing has come to. Sadly, it is. It's laughable. Almost every change that has been made over the last 4 years has been laughable. I would not suggest that college athletes earning money for commercials is laughable, but what it did was open up this Pandora's box where lawsuits got involved because quarterbacks now have to sue their schools so they can transfer to make more money. Gambling addicts who were wrecking the fabric of collegiate athletics are having to sue so they can get eligible for breaking the most sacred rule possible. Tonsillitis is allowing extra years of eligibility in Oxford, Mississippi, and it's all laugh out loud funny. And these court hearings are being held across the street from the campuses. It's the whole thing is a joke. And trust me, no one loves it more than me. I tried to get a job in oil and gas, and I did it for a year. I tried to go work in insurance, and I did it for 7 years. I hated all of it because I like college sports. Nobody likes it more than me. I couldn't even go try to make a living outside of it. It's the only thing I care about. And it's a joke. The whole thing's a joke. And this ruling is just unfreaking believable. So the sign's up. It's up. You can point shave. We encourage you to point shave. It's a significant financial win for you. And by all means, we can't stop you from making money. Doesn't matter what you do. Doesn't matter what rules you break. We cannot stop you from making money. Whew. Unbelievable. And the beauty of this thing, because it happens everywhere, all over the place, is you'll see the Texas Tech fans and Kirby Hocutt, who came out today, was like, yeah, we just didn't think it was worth, he should not have lost all his eligibility for that. He's a gambling addict. Even the most diehard Texas Tech fan cannot possibly. You can be happy your quarterback can play. You cannot possibly celebrate this ruling for collegiate athletics. It will destroy it if people take this seriously. My sincere hope is that we have mature people who would rather go achieve as opposed to throw games. But you have put up a sign that says we will allow you to throw games because we cannot keep you off the playing field for doing so. The law will not allow us because some retired judge in Texas decided so. A joke is what this entire thing has come down to. A joke. So, with that said, let's talk some more about college sports. We won't do point shaving, but, we'll talk about the stuff that's supposed to matter. When we come back, let's talk some baseball next.
The Hunt Palmer Show.
I'm fired up because after this show, when I talk about collegiate sports, I'm going to go to Swing Easy Golf Club, and we're going to have a competition. Our two winners from our competition a couple of weeks ago are going to play one-on-one for a chance to get a spot into Swing Easy Golf Club's league this summer. I don't believe there's significant point shaving going on in Swing Easy Golf Club's league. There could be some side action. Who's to know? Maybe the judge in Texas can figure things out. But I don't think there's going to be any cheating when we're there today. Either way, if you're looking to play some golf, come hang out at Swing Easy Golf Club in Baton Rouge. It's an awesome, awesome, awesome spot. The technology on the simulators is great. I told y'all when I was hitting my 600 shots at Pebble Beach, I could tell when I hit a Pro V1, a really good golf ball, it would hit the green and spin. When I hit this beat-up old ball that didn't have any grooves left on it, it would just bounce through the green. Like, it's real accurate when it comes to the look of your golf shots. If you want to work on your game, want some real feedback, go to Swing Easy Golf Club. They're on Segan at Perkins. It's Swing Easy Golf Club. Check them out online at swingeasygcbr.com.
You're listening to The Hunt Palmer Show, brought to you by Guarantee Health Solutions. Guarantee Health Solutions, guiding healthcare forward. GuaranteeHealth.com.
So whether you're an athlete just trying to stay active, Ochsner Andrews Orthopedics and Sports Medicine Institute can help you get moving, and they can keep you moving. You got access to the highest level of specialized care, nationally renowned expertise, the latest equipment, and modern facilities, including a convenient walk-in orthopedic clinic at Elite Training Complex right there on Burbank when you need care really, really fast. From the field to recovery, Ochsner Andrews Institute is there to help move your healing forward and get you back to what you love, whether that's playing sports or just getting back into the gym. Learn more at ochsner.org/brortho. They got on-site x-rays, sprains, strains, minor dislocations, sudden or ongoing non-spine related musculoskeletal pain. It's all there at Ochsner's Elite Campus right there on Burbank. Check them out online at ochsner.org/brortho. We're brought to you by Guarantee Health Solutions every single Monday. We'll talk to Sam Spiegelman coming up in 15 minutes. LSU got 2 commitments over the weekend, 2 more the Tigers' way earlier today. So very, very busy. And plus, there are some big names very much on the board for LSU. So we'll talk to Sam about all of that coming up. I want to spend this time just talking about Super Regional baseball and specifically the paths that the SEC teams took to Omaha this year, because I think that is most relevant to LSU when we talk about LSU seasons and we're in the middle of April and, like, does this team have a chance? Do they not have a chance? Because that's always the conversation around here, right? Like, it's not going to change because they had a bad year last year. They went 9-21 in the league this past season, and when they go play fall ball in October, we're going to expect that LSU is going to compete for national championship next year. That's just the way we function around here. And I've found that since LSU is so far removed from the national spotlight this year, that it's been easy for me to kind of digest things a little bit less emotionally and just take them for what they're worth. I try to do that no matter what, but when you take LSU out of the equation, it obviously becomes easier, right? And so I look at the SEC teams that have made Omaha this year, and there will be 5 of them. There will be one side of the bracket that is entirely SEC teams. It'll be Georgia, it'll be Texas, it'll be Oklahoma, and it will be, who's the last team? Alabama. Those 4 will all be on one side of the bracket. So an SEC team will be in the championship series. Ole Miss is with the other teams. They're with North Carolina, West Virginia, and Troy on that side. But I wrote about this at LouisianaSports.net, the paths they took. Now, when you take the path that Georgia and Texas took to Omaha, that's the path you prefer, right? That reminds me of the 2025 team, reminds me of the 2023 team, reminds me of the 09 team, where you're thought of as a really good team, you play really well start to finish, and you end up in Omaha with a chance to win the national championship. Georgia has been awesome offensively all year, went to the portal and got pitching. They've won 16 of 17 weekends. The only time they lost a weekend, Florida went in there and took 2 out of 3 in Athens. But they won 13 of their 14 regular season weekends. They won the conference tournament. They won the regional. They won the super regional. They've been awesome all year. Texas has been fantastic as well. They started 16-0 on the season. They won 8 of 10 SEC series. They've got the second best ERA in the Southeastern Conference. They hit for a high team batting average. Their on-base percentage is really high. They field the ball 3rd in the league. They're really, really good. They kind of feel like last year's LSU team the most to me. So those 2 teams have been awesome. We know that route, right? We know when a team looks the part of an Omaha team really throughout the season. And that's kind of what LSU looked like in 2023 and 2025. But there are other ways to get this done. And to me, like, Ole Miss did not have a great year. I am picking them to win the national championship. If y'all heard me on Friday, I said, y'all need to watch Ole Miss because they got 3 pitchers that are really good in the rotation: Elliott, Rabe, Townsend. Townsend's their 3. He did not pitch in Auburn, and he's going to be a top 30 pick in the draft. And they got Walker Hooks closing, who's been nails, and they hit the ball out of the ballpark. They've got a lineup with punch. And so, yeah, they've got their issues. They strike out too much. They dropped 5 SEC series this year. Mississippi State swept them out of Oxford. They went 15-15 in the league. But they're playing great at this time because they used a formula of starting pitching, a closer, and a good offense. Yeah, they strike out. Yeah, they don't run a lot. No, their team batting average isn't very high. but they've got punch. They slug. So that's a different way to do it. Yeah, they've had their ups and downs. They lost 5 weekend series. They got swept once. But they've got the backbone to get this thing done, and I think they will. I think Ole Miss is going to win the whole thing. And then you've got 2 more teams that are going to make it. Alabama and Oklahoma. Alabama this year was swept by Kentucky. They were swept by Arkansas. They lost 4 SEC series. And listen to these statistics on Alabama. They are 15th in the SEC in batting average this year. And you think, well, batting average is an outdated statistic. Like, what about slugging on base? Well, in OPS, on base and slugging, they're 14th in the SEC. They're 12th in home runs hit. On the mound, they're 13th striking out hitters in the SEC. And they had today, Alabama has a worse fielding percentage than LSU. They are dead last in the SEC in fielding. So how did they get there? Well, 2 things. They've got 2 starting pitchers who have been good. Faye has been good, was great over the weekend. And they got breaks in the draw. Like, they created a top 8 seed for themselves by winning a lot of SEC games, by sweeping some series, by creating a really good RPI. They got a top 8 seed. But Oklahoma State lost on day 1 in Tuscaloosa, so they got to play South Carolina upstate in the marble game on Saturday of the regional, and they won it. And then St. John's went and won in Tallahassee. So they got St. John's, so they got breaks. You have one strong foundation, you're starting pitching, and you got a couple breaks, and now you're in Omaha, and you got a chance. If I were to tell you an LSU team was 15th in the SEC in batting average, 14th in OPS, 12th in homers, 13th in strikeouts on the mound, and had the worst fielding percentage in the SEC, you would go, well, that's a terrible team. This team got a top 8. They found clutch hits when they needed them, and they've played good baseball the last 2 weeks with some breaks in the bracket. That's something to keep in mind. It lends credence to just get in the field. Just get in the field, and you can make it happen. Now, they were a top 8, I get it, but some of these metrics are terrible. And then you got Oklahoma, and I apologize for being dismissive, but not really. It's like the Conor McGregor line, I apologize to absolutely no one. I don't think Oklahoma's very good. I don't think they're good. We asked Joe Healy last week if they were good. He's like, well, I kind of asked myself the same thing. Oklahoma went 14-16 in the SEC. They are mediocre across the board. 7th in the SEC in batting average, 9th in OPS, 11th in strikeouts, 10th in fielding percentage. On the mound with ERA, they're 11th in the SEC. LJ Mercurius is their best arm. His ERA is 4.97. Cord Rager, 5.20. He threw 6 innings of one-hit baseball on Saturday. His ERA is 5.20. Cam Johnson's kind of been their starting pitcher for 15 weeks. He's got 43 walks in 53 innings. His SEC ERA is over 5. They lost their last 4 series of the year. They lost 6 of their 10 SEC series. But they got in. And they went to Atlanta, and they started hitting homers against Georgia Tech. They outslugged the best slugging team in the nation for 2 days in Atlanta. And then they went to Lawrence, Kansas, and Kansas didn't show up. Kansas just flat no-showed this weekend and today. They just no-showed, didn't show up. I watched Kansas a lot against Arkansas last week in the regional. Thought, man, they're tough. They don't have a lot of MLB guys, but their closer comes in and throws strikes, got a big breaking ball. They seem to hit the ball hard. Hunter Dietz struck out a lot of guys against them in that marble game, but they got him out of the game, and they won it with some late hits. Just get in. Oklahoma lost their last 4 weekends. Think about what this town would be saying and thinking if LSU lost their last 4 weekends of the regular season. You would go, this team has no chance. No chance. I would probably be saying that on this show. But in this sport, with the chaos of regional weekend and the disparity in talent between the SEC teams and just about everybody else, just about. Look, I think Coastal had 2 really good pitchers last year that LSU ran up against. I think North Carolina's got Major League Baseball players on their team. Florida State's got those at times. There are some other teams. Rock Shalowski and that UCLA team was really good this year. They vomited all over themselves in the regional, but they were really good. There are other good teams, but the teams in the SEC have more talent than almost everyone else. So if you can show up and get in, 14-16, lose your last 4, worst fielding percentage in the league, most strikeouts in the league, ERAs over 5 in your pitching, just get in and see what you can do. That's got to be the mantra when things don't look like sometimes they do. Sometimes LSU has the Texas and Georgia teams of this year, where they've got the Aaron Nola or the Skeens or the Cade Anderson up top. They got Lang up top, or they got Lang and Poche. They've got MLB guys like Alex Bregman and Jacoby Jones on the team with seniors like Katz and Rhymes, or they've got last year, like they got Cruz and White. And like sometimes they've got it. But there are going to be times where you don't with this much turnover on teams. You just got to keep your head above water. And Oklahoma kept their head above water. Barely, but they did. And now they're going to be on the doorstep of Omaha today, and they're going to play in Omaha this weekend. So I thought that was an interesting exercise to go through what these SEC teams have done this year, independent of how we feel about LSU. Because I know what this town does. Like, you lose 2 out of 3 to Sacramento State, and people start sounding alarms. I get it. Passion is good. There's a reason y'all flood Omaha every summer when LSU's there. It's because you care. And you care in February if they don't play very well. And you care in March when they're not playing very well. But sometimes it's good to kind of take a step back and look at everybody else and go, well, what did they do? Like, what is possible? You don't have to be elite the whole year. Ole Miss was not elite the whole year. I think they're going to win the national championship. You just got to find it at the right time. And Oklahoma found a way. I think I've got it written down here. Yeah, they were 9th in OPS, 7th in batting average, and they went to Atlanta and out-hit the best hitting team in the country. Watch draft day in July. Vaughn Lackey coming off, Drew Burris. Like they're going to have 3 guys taken in the first 45 picks offensively. And Oklahoma went up there and out-hit them. It's been fun to watch. I'm disappointed 5 SEC teams are in Omaha. But really, if I look at it, I would prefer Ole Miss not win, clearly. I would prefer Georgia probably not win. I don't really care that much about Texas. I don't care at all about Oklahoma. Bama, I don't even think they're good. So I don't know what to say about that. I know that y'all are but look, Alabama fans don't even know Alabama's going to the College World Series. So I have a hard time working up a lot of gusto. I know how much A&M and Arkansas care about baseball, so I want them to lose. Bama, I don't. They're out there wearing camo uniforms today. They just look absurd, and they're going to Omaha. And their coach was pleading with their fan base to show up for the regional. So I just have a hard time mustering up a lot of hatred. We'll see. It's we'll talk more college baseball as the week progresses, but Super Regional weekend just about in the rearview mirror. I'll check the Kansas score and Oklahoma score in the break and see if that game's gone final. I think it probably has at this point, 30 minutes into the show, but I'll check on that. But we're going to talk LSU football recruiting. Sam Spiegelman of Rivals, good enough to join us. LSU got 2 commitments over the weekend, 2 more today. If you missed those, we'll break them down, plus what's to come with Sam Spiegelman next.
The Hunt Palmer Show.
Gotros Outdoor Power. Gotros Outdoor Power. Go check them out. 2 locations, Airline Highway in Baton Rouge, and, of course, in Gonzales as well. The Gotro family, been at it for 22 years. Family-owned and operated. Shop local. I tell you about that every single day on my show. Shop local. Local is Gotros Outdoor Power. And when I say local, it doesn't mean small. They were the National Hustler Dealer of the Year 2 of the last 3 years. They've got the biggest hustler inventory in the state. They got the biggest parts inventory in the state. Plus, you get the customer service that comes with it. Don't have a trailer, but want to get that zero-turn mower to your property? They can do it. Need parts? They got trucks on the road 8 hours a day. It's that kind of personal touch. It's that kind of customer service. It separates Gotros Outdoor Power from the big box stores. So if you need a zero-turn mower this summer to maintain your property, to cut your grass, Gotros Outdoor Power has got you covered. Check them out. 2 locations, Airline Highway in Baton Rouge, and, of course, in Gonzales. Also online at GotrosOnline.com.
Box combo for George. I see you, Luis. Food's on the way.
Please don't. Hey, you know you can use your hands, right?
Got those box combos for you. Raising Cane's chicken fingers. One love.
Investing in a new roof doesn't have to be overwhelming. At Pelican Roofing, we offer 0 interest for 21 months because everyone deserves a safe, secure home. Trusted, local, affordable. Pelican Roofing, making quality roofing affordable for South Louisiana families.
At Bayou Automotive, we believe in a sales process that puts you first. We want you to experience an easy purchase with clear pricing and great service. Let Bayou Ford and Bayou Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram be your trusted partners in finding your perfect vehicle. The crew at Bayou Automotive is going to do right by you.
Sometimes you ignore the signs, even when they're right in front of you. Problem gambling isn't always easy to spot. Know the signs, set your limit. Learn more about healthy gambling habits by visiting us online or text or call for free, confidential help now.
Hi, I'm Mitchell Meredith with Locke Meredith Sean Fagan and Associates. We take great pride in educating our clients about their rights. Whether you're injured at work or while you drive, call our office at 272-5555. Knowledge is power, and you should know your rights after an injury.
Hi, I'm Sean Fagan of Locke Meredith Sean Fagan and Associates. When insurance companies have been unfair, we've never been afraid to go to trial. Fighting hard to protect your rights, we never settle a case out of convenience. We only settle when it's right for you. Whether you hire us at all, give us a call.
Transform your living space with
You're listening to The Hunt Palmer Show, brought to you by Guarantee Health Solutions. Guarantee Health Solutions, guiding healthcare forward. GuaranteeHealth.com.
Monday show is brought to you by Guarantee Health Solutions. GuaranteeHealth.com is the website, GuaranteeHealth.com. It was a slow start, has been a slow start to the class of 2027 for LSU football, but things have picked up in a major way over the last 72 hours. 2 commitments over the weekend for LSU football, 2 more today. Talk about all of that, plus what's to come. Sam Spiegelman with Rivals, going to have to give us a little time here on this Monday. He joins us on the Jim's Firearms hotline. Sam, thanks for the time. How are you?
I can't complain, hon. How are you?
I'm doing quite well. It seems like the LSU recruiting staff doing pretty well as well. Big decommitment last week on the edge, so they look to go fill that, and they do it with KJ Green from Stone Mountain, Georgia. What can you tell us about LSU's new addition just immediately following the defection of one of the best edges in the country?
Yeah, this is how recruiting works in 2026. Welcome to the party. This is how roster management goes. You lose a blue-chip edge to Miami, which makes a big splash during their official visit weekend. LSU goes and gets one of the best edge defenders in the country, who, by the way, has a fantastic relationship with Sterling Lucas, LSU's new defensive line coach, who had South Carolina in pole position with KJ Green as an underclassman out of there in Georgia. You know, this is a kid that's been coveted by every program around the country: Ohio State, Georgia, Alabama, South Carolina, LSU, Texas A&M. He's been there. He's visited all those schools. That relationship stood the test of time. LSU was obviously able to make a more significant offer now that Jaden Bryant is going to be off the books. One official visit, and he shut his recruitment down probably a month earlier than he anticipated to.
And then Brennan Lacey, running back from Frisco, Texas, jumps in. A little bit lower in terms of the evaluation, a 3-star that's top 80, running back 78th by Rivals. What can you tell us about Brennan Lacey?
Yeah, this is LSU and new position coach Kevin Smith shaking up their board a little bit. Brennan Lacey is from Frisco, Texas. As you mentioned, he officially visited TCU last weekend and was going to visit Notre Dame originally next weekend. He will not make that visit. TCU really made a strong push to keep Lacey in state. They felt that he was close to committing. Instead, he decided to get to Baton Rouge. That visit moved the needle in a big way. Obviously, LSU's top running back target, Trey Martin, will be in town next weekend. But they are obviously eyeing to get 2 running backs in this class. Jaden Miles out of Baton Rouge Catholic is trending out of state at the moment. Brendan Lacey is a big, talented downhill runner out of the Dallas area who could also ultimately help them in the backfield down the road.
And then we go to a couple commitments today. Marquez Davis from Opelousas at cornerback, another 3-star, but as you mentioned, position coaches have some say there, and this appears to be one that Corey Raymond is very high on.
Very high, I think, would be putting it lightly, Hunt. Corey Raymond is probably one of the best position evaluators in the country when it comes to defensive backs. He's done it time and time again, different cycles, and he looks into the deepest corners. And in this case, down in Opelousas, which Marquez Davis will be the highest rated, not just Power 4 signing, any signing of any magnitude from Northwest High School down there in Opelousas, close to where Corey Raymond is from in New Iberia. During the evaluation period, I know that Joshua Dobson and Marquez Davis were 2 of the top corners that Corey Raymond felt in the country. Joshua Dobson, of course, is a 5-star. Marquez Davis is, just like you said, he's a 3-star. He's kind of, we have no testing measurements on him or anything of that nature just yet, just that he has some of the most outstanding tape, measurables, and, of course, a multi-sport background over there at Northwest High School. He's a fantastic football player, basketball player, track star. He does a little bit of everything. They're going to find a way to develop him. Corey Raymond has a track record of doing this with these bigger cornerbacks that he likes to plug in on the outside. Reminds him a ton of Greedy Williams back in the day.
Yeah, obviously 6'3" just screams Corey Raymond to me, and obviously when he's from right around the backyard, you know that was a priority for LSU's cornerbacks coach. Now, this one is new to me. It was about 20 minutes before I went on the air, so I don't know anything about Cade Cooper, who's the new 4-star wide receiver commitment to LSU. What can you tell us?
Yeah, well, much like Brendan Lacey and the shakeup on the running back board, the same is happening. We're talking about LSU going on a run as a lot of other receivers in particular have been shaking up things and locking in their commitments. We know that LSU missed on Miguel Whitley to Ole Miss, which made a real strong surge there. They're looking for a lot of receivers. That's a trade of George McDonald and Lane Kiffin at Ole Miss. So they're clearly going to repeat in this 2027 cycle. They made a strong move. Ole Miss was actually leading in this recruitment for a good chunk of time. They got him on campus last weekend, but had been setting the pace in Cooper's recruitment. He's out of Pennsylvania. When George McDonald was on the road this spring, he reshuffled up their board. Again, making that transition from Ole Miss to LSU. They felt that different guys would fit in better in Baton Rouge, Cooper being one of them. This is a huge addition to what they're hoping is a star-studded wide receiver haul, obviously with Braylon Kalai on board, Ahmad Hudson, the number 1 tight end in the country, and now Cade Cooper, one of the top 25 wide receivers in America, on board as well.
You mentioned Ahmad Hudson. He made the trip up to Lincoln, Nebraska over the weekend. There was some buzz on the internet. Now, how do you feel about Ahmad Hudson now after he returns back to Ruston from his trip up north?
I feel like Ahmad Hudson is going to be a Tiger.
Okay.
Ahmad Hudson didn't accidentally commit to LSU in the beginning of May. Lane Kiffin, offensive coordinator Charlie Weiss Jr., Joe Cox, the position coach over there, have done a tremendous job of recruiting Ahmad Hudson since they arrived in Baton Rouge. They had actually, again, another coincidence, got him on campus in Oxford last November, really started to dig their heels in with this relationship. They took it a step further, getting closer and closer this spring. I think the football side of things checked out easily once they really turned up the heat on him, made a significant push with obviously the opportunities available to staying in state. And then once Will Wade arrived there, Ahmad Hudson's dad, who was a high school coach up there in North Louisiana as well, was on hand at the press conference. Will Wade spoke to Ahmad about his role on the basketball team, which of course is a key element of a multi-sport star recruitment. He's a legacy prospect. I think this Nebraska staff has done a fantastic job of recruiting him. And I think if Lincoln, Nebraska was somewhere where College Station is or Oxford, Mississippi, then maybe LSU would have a little bit more to worry about. But for a Louisiana family that has all graduated from LSU, that dreams of playing for LSU, LSU is still going to get him on campus in 2 weekends. I expect that to be Ahmad Hudson's final visit to Nebraska, barring something unforeseen this fall.
Sam Spiegelman is our guest, national recruiting analyst for Rivals, and we haven't talked to you in a few weeks, and obviously we have seen Easton Royal visit LSU in that time, so I was just curious if you have a thought on Easton Royal since we haven't spoken about him in a little bit.
Yeah, this is just going to be one of the more polarizing recruitments going into the summer. I mean, shoot, I wouldn't be surprised if a decision was made any single day leading into June 19th, which is his final official visit to Texas, or shortly after. I also wouldn't be surprised if this had a Tristan Keys feel to it, where it potentially lingered into July or even into August. That's how competitive this recruitment has gotten between three schools: LSU, Florida, and Texas. He will head to Florida this coming weekend. I'm losing track of days, so I didn't realize that it was Monday, but it will be this weekend. And then, like I said, he'll be back in Austin the following weekend. Depending on who you talk to, Hunt, there is confidence about LSU's chances. There's confidence that Florida can be a real contender in this one. They have the resources to do that. And, of course, Texas is not short on resources as well. And if we're looking like this, like we're at the poker table, Texas has a lot of chips already at the table, and they're playing with house money with Easton Royal, and they're not expected to go anywhere. So this is a real competitive recruitment. I think these three schools are all racing for the top in Easton Royal's mind, but I can say, because this is a Baton Rouge radio, LSU certainly set an incredibly high bar during their first official visit weekend. He obviously went ahead and canceled his visits to Tennessee and to Ole Miss, knocking him out of the race officially. Competition is falling by the wayside. I think the real contenders have a chance to step up. I think LSU already has its seat at the final table. We'll see if Florida can respond this upcoming weekend.
How you feeling about your Knicks?
I'm feeling great. I mean, I started every series by saying Knicks in 4. It's a naivety. It's just rare confidence. We're in territories where, I was still wearing jean shorts and had a mushroom haircut the last time the Knicks were in the finals. So I don't even know how to react. I think this is my biggest takeaway. As a New York sports fan of the Jets, the last superstars I saw were on the Yankees, right, in the 90s and early 2000s. Having someone like Jalen Brunson, having a real superstar on your team is the most exciting feeling in sports. So as we circle back to what we're talking about, these elite recruits, having a superstar is we're talking about NIL dollars. We're talking about recruiting hard, recruiting mom, grandma, mama, you name it, do it. Because superstars are fun. They're worth the price of admission. I'm telling you as a Knicks fan.
Well, good luck the rest of the way. We appreciate some time. We'll catch up later this summer.
Appreciate you, Hunt. Talk to you soon.
That's Sam Spiegelman, national recruiting analyst for Rivals, talking a little LSU LSU football recruiting. When he started saying superstars, I started thinking about Cruz and Skeens and Anderson. That's just where my brain naturally goes. But Knicks are in a pretty good spot there. Sam, obviously a lifelong Knicks fan there, lifelong New York sports fan. So good stuff in his world. Not a lot of sports going on in our world right now. We're just trying to get to the next season at this point. But a lot going on over at LSU Football Ops as they continue to reel in recruits. 4 of them over the last 3 days have jumped into the boat. We'll take a time out, close out hour number 1 coming up next.
The Hunt Palmer Show.
First American Bank and Trust, FABT.com is the website, but you don't have to go to the website. Just drop in a branch. There's always one near you. There are 25 of them throughout Southeast Louisiana. Started up in 1910, 116 years later, First American Bank and Trust still trucking along. So whether you're in Tangipahoa Parish, St. Tammany Parish, maybe St. John, Lafourche, Terrebonne Parish, right here outside of Baton Rouge, Dutchtown, Jones Creek, there is a First American Bank and Trust near you, and it has got that local and community feel. And when you are applying for a loan, you're looking for a commercial loan for your business, you're looking for a personal loan for that house you've always wanted, that decision on your loan is going to be made right here in Southeast Louisiana. That's a comforting feeling. It's not made by somebody out in San Francisco, not made by somebody over in Atlanta that's just looking at a line item. It's somebody that you go to church with, somebody that you see at the ball field. That's First American Bank and Trust. So if you're looking for a community bank, you're looking for a local bank, you're looking for a bank that's got the resources to help you out, 25 locations means you'll get that at First American Bank and Trust.
Transform your living space with Lacoste & Young Remodeling and take your home from outdated to outstanding. Redefine your kitchen for the ultimate culinary experience or elevate your daily routine with a spa-worthy bathroom retreat. Our skilled team brings 3D modeling to life to ensure your vision becomes a reality. We believe luxury should be accessible and offer tailored solutions to fit your budget without compromising quality. So contact us today for a free estimate. Lacoste & Young Remodeling, providing perfect solutions for your dream home.
Hi, I'm Mitchell Meredith. At Locke Meredith, Sean Fagan and Associates, we know each case and client are unique and that no two cases are the same. But one thing remains constant, and that is our passion to help our clients. After an accident, we know your life has changed, which is why we passionately fight to make you and your family whole. Remember, whether you hire us at all, give us a call at 272-5555. We're here to serve you.
If your office is experiencing performance issues like slow networks, jammed printers, or disappearing files, Advanced Office Systems may be right for you. With powerful IT solutions, print management, document imaging, and security systems, they help offices regain confidence naturally. Side effects may include uncontrollable efficiency, smoother workflows, and a sudden burst of office joy. Say goodbye to those emotional breakdowns in the supply closet and get back on track with Advanced Office Systems.
At Bayou Automotive, we believe in a sales process that puts you first. We want you to experience an easy purchase with clear pricing and great service. Let Bayou Ford and Bayou Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram be your trusted partners in finding your perfect vehicle. The crew at Bayou Automotive is going to do right by you.
Most roofers just replace your shingles. At Pelican, we diagnose your roof, digging deep down to find the root cause of your roof symptoms. Now cough for me. Good. We don't ignore your roof's issues, we address them. Let's just take care of this right here. Helping your roof to become the best version of itself. Interesting that you would say that. How does that make you feel? So call Pelican Roofing for your free roof checkup today.
The experts at Hood Dental Care want you smiling bigger and healthier than ever. New patients can get a healthy gums cleaning for just $89, plus a free exam and full mouth x-rays. A $376 value. With over 3,000 five-star Google reviews.
This is the Hunt Palmer Show, brought to you by Guarantee Health Solutions. Guarantee Health Solutions, guiding healthcare forward. GuaranteeHealth.com.
If you're in the healthcare space, how often do you think about patient experience? How often do you think about your digital footprint? How often do you think about digital advertising? If it's not really ever, no matter if you're a dental clinic, if you're a private practice, if you're a hospital, if you're in urgent care, Guarantee Health Solutions can help you with all of that. You need to help your patients, right? Guarantee Health Solutions will help you help your patients. They'll help you design a website. They'll help you with digital advertising spend. They'll help you with creating a short clicks to care method. They'll make sure the experience is positive when patients walk through your door. They'll make sure that they're contacted so that they come back through your door when necessary. That's what Guarantee Health Solutions is here to do, and they've done just an amazing job in such a short time. If you're in the healthcare space and you don't feel like you've spent enough time considering the patient experience, well, contact Guarantee Health Solutions. Let them come in and have a conversation with you. Rachel Fricky and her team are awesome at what they do. Let them help you. GuaranteeHealth.com is the website, GuaranteeHealth.com. Ross Dellinger is reporting over at Yahoo that the Big 12 is not real happy with this ruling out of Lubbock. And there are some colorful quotes that are being tossed around. Dellinger spoke with Kansas State Athletic Director Gene Taylor, who said, "We've had some serious conversations about not playing Texas Tech this year. Now, there still is a lot to be discussed. We aren't scheduled to play them this year, but it's something we have to look at from a college football perspective. This is greater than the Big 12. So he's writing.
I respect that.
That there are ADs who are threatening to pull their team off the field.
Yes.
I guess that really remains to be seen. But here's a colorful quote. I'll clean it up a little bit for you.
Okay.
It's effing BS. I know the kid has a problem. Well, get well and focus on your problem. It is absolutely devastating for him to be able to play when every other sport, no matter the level, deems an athlete ineligible or they are punished severely for betting on their team. I talked about point shaving in the first segment. I'm not coming back off that. I saw folks in the chat say, wouldn't you be in jail if you were point shaving? Okay, well, fine. That is fraud, and you will get sued. I get that. People have gotten in big, big trouble for point shaving legally. What about this? There are player props, over-under. Sorsby bet his over on rushing yards. Okay. He runs a read option. He's going to keep it because he's got to run the ball to get the yards. He's scrambling on 3rd and 14. He's got a guy that's busted coverage deep. Didn't throw it, just ran it. You've compromised the integrity of the sport if you allow these players to bet on the games they play in. They're not going to operate in terms of winning the games. They're going to operate in terms of winning the bets. This is not hard. You cannot allow this and expect athletic competition to continue. I don't even think I'm being hyperbolic. If we lose this, you lose everything. It's the biggest thing in sports. There are always going to be people that try to get a competitive advantage. There are always going to be people that do things off the field that are deemed unsavory or illegal. There are going to be bad actors in every walk of life, including sports. But you can handle a guy, the Astros banging a trash can. You just punish him and make sure it doesn't happen again. You can handle a guy doing steroids, suspend him for a year. You cannot handle players compromising the game they're playing in. It cannot stand. And if to you, sports is unimportant, you're probably not listening to this show, but you're probably like, fine, derail the whole thing. But like, there are a lot of people that care a lot about sports, and we cannot take the game seriously and invest in them emotionally, one, financially, two. It's expensive to go watch these teams play in person. If you don't believe they're trying to win, if you believe they're trying to cover, it doesn't work. This is a laughable, again, ruling. I talked about it at the top of the show. If you want to hear my whole dissertation on it for 12 minutes, you can do that at the top of the show on demand. I started the whole show with it. But I don't believe the Big 12 ADs are going to pull their teams off the field. I don't think that's going to happen. I think it would be fascinating if it does, because I do think it's that important that we lose the fabric of the sport if you allow the players to bet on it. We'll see. That's it for hour number one. If you missed any of it, catch it on demand. Hunt on LSU, Hunt on Saints. We do have a lot of Saints to get to in hour number two. We'll also talk some baseball transfer portal as well. We'll pause for national headlines and Sports Center. Back with hour two, Monday edition of the Hunt Palmer Show.
The Hunt Palmer Show.
Lifetime Roofing, lifetimeroofingla.com. Lifetimeroofingla.com is that website. You need to be able to trust your roofer. Why? Because it's one of those deals where we don't really know a lot about roofs, especially if you're in my boat. I don't know what constitutes as a roof that needs to be replaced or needs to be repaired. So you need to be able to trust your roofer to go up there and properly assess your situation. And Lifetime Roofing is a company you can trust. They're based in Baton Rouge. They want to help the local community around Baton Rouge. They can help you throughout the I-10 corridor, North Shore, all the way over to Lake Charles, into the Houston area as well. If you feel like you may have an issue or you want to know whether or not you have an issue before storm season really picks up, let Lifetime Roofing go and do a survey of your roof. Let them inspect it. They'll determine if you need a repair. They'll determine if you need a new roof. They'll determine if you just need a tune-up to fortify that roof for hurricane season. They're online at lifetimeroofingla.com, lifetimeroofingla.com.
Box combo for George. I see you, Luis. Food's on the way.
Please don't. Hey, you know you can use your hands, right?
Got those box combos for you. Raising Cane's chicken fingers. One love.
At Bayou Automotive, we believe in a sales process that puts you first. We want you to experience an easy purchase with clear pricing and great service. Let Bayou Ford and Bayou Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram be your trusted partners in finding your perfect vehicle. The crew at Bayou Automotive is going to do right by you.
At Sunshine, your hometown John Deere dealer, we know you deserve value when you purchase equipment. Right now, take advantage of the powerful 3025E tractor for just $297 a month, with 0% financing for 72 months. Tractor packages with a trailer also available. Whether you're tackling land, property, or projects, get your job done. Don't wait. This offer ends June 30th, 2026. Some restrictions apply. Visit sunequip.com or stop by a Sunshine location today.
Lock Meredith, Sean Fagan and Associates has won for our clients over $175 million over the decades. But our greatest success is our clients who have chosen and trusted us to help them. Whether you hire us at all, give us a call. You've got nothing to lose. Hi, I'm Sean Fagan. If you get injured, you could be staring at medical bills, repair costs, and lost income. Life can be turned upside down. At Lock Meredith, Sean Fagan and Associates, we'll work to turn your world right side up. Hire us, and like thousands of our clients, you'll be glad you did.
If your office is experiencing performance issues like slow networks, jammed printers, or disappearing files, Advanced Office Systems may be right for you. With powerful IT solutions, print management, document imaging, and security systems, they help offices regain confidence naturally. Side effects may include uncontrollable efficiency, smoother workflows, and a sudden burst of office joy. Say goodbye to those emotional breakdowns in the supply closet and get back on track with Advanced Office Systems.
Another roof gone too soon.
Looks like neglect. There's no doubt about it. This is a case of poor installation.
At Pelican Roofing,
this is SportsCenter.
I'm Nick DeLuca, counting down to Game 3 of the NBA Finals tonight. Series heading back to MSG. New York looking to push their postseason winning streak to 14 and take a 3-0 series lead. The Spurs trying to bounce back on the road. ESPN's Vince Goodwill watching how aggressive Victor Wembanyama will be tonight.
Victor Wembanyama, he has to be impactful to start the game. He has to put his stamp on the game on both ends of the floor. Like in Oklahoma City, the games that he got off to great starts were the games that they won, were the games that they followed his lead. He can't wait on Steph Castle or De'Aaron Fox as the vet or anybody else to set the tone. He has to be forceful tonight. And if that means getting Karl Towns in foul trouble, so be it.
Goodwill on Get Up. Elsewhere, Texas Tech star Brendan Sorsby has been granted a temporary injunction against the NCAA, preventing a punishment for violating its rules on sports gambling, clearing the way for him to play for the Red Raiders in 2026. In the NFL, Cardinals quarterback Jacoby Brissett reporting for Arizona's mandatory minicamp this week.
Hey, it's Michelle Smallman, and coming up Tuesday, friend of the show, Adam Schefter joins us at 8 a.m. Eastern to look ahead to mandatory minicamps throughout the league. It's on Sportsmanlike, 6 a.m. Eastern, right here on ESPN Radio, ESPN2, and ESPNU.
Now, The Hunt Palmer Show.
He needs care and treatment.
You are now listening to The Hunt Palmer Show, brought to you by Guarantee Health Solutions on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Is this a great country or what?
Locking down the middle of the day, live from the Raising Cane studio. This is Hunt Palmer.
Hour 2, Monday edition of the Hunt Palmer Show. Hope your work week's off to a good start. Appreciate you hanging out with us on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge. Sawyer Solitaria is in the transfer portal. If that name rings a bell, I'll tell you why it might. Coming up in 15 minutes, a little bit of LSU baseball reset coming up here in our second segment. But a lot of Saints to get to here in our second hour. We'll talk some Saints. Here's some sound coming up in 30 minutes. Right now, I want to talk about a soundbite that I saw on the interwebs today. It is from 97.5 The Fanatic, that is in Philadelphia. And Adam Schefter goes on that station routinely and oftentimes gives some picks, and he gives a sleeper team. I'll tell you this. 2 years ago, Adam Schefter picked the Washington Commanders as a sleeper team. You know by now they had taken Jaden Daniels second overall, and they made the NFC Championship game that year. So solid work there from Schefty to peg that one. Last year, his sleeper team, the New England Patriots, who nobody really thought much of. I remember last year very vividly looking at the Saints' schedule and thinking that a home game against New England, well, that's one you really should win. Well, New England went to the Super Bowl. So his last two picks on sleepers, pretty good for old Schefty. So the question from 97.5 The Fanatic in Philadelphia is, well, who you got this year after two money picks in a row?
I'm saying, so who do we got this year, Schefty?
Well, I'll say this to you. I'm going to build up to it. The Jets are going to win more games than people think, but that's not my team. The Browns are going to win more games than people think. The Titans are going to be better than people think. But the team that I'm putting into that category right now, of what we're talking about, the characteristics and traits, I'm going to go right now with the New Orleans Saints.
I don't think that's bad. I don't think that's bad. A division that doesn't have a powerhouse in it.
I like what they're doing offensively.
Yes, a team that ascended last year, especially in the second half of the season. That's not a bad one. Keep an eye on that. So Saints,
all right,
run to it with a left.
By the way, I don't even know what is the over/under win total on the Saints. Because here's why I say the Saints. You always have to find the good young quarterback that begins to show signs.
Yeah. I'm guessing they're probably 6.5 or 7.
I'll check for you.
That's what I'm guessing.
Oh, by the way, and the other one you're not going to like, the Giants. The Giants and the Saints would be actually I know I mentioned those other teams, but I would put the Giants in that category.
By the way, they both have.
So there you go. He says the Saints. He thinks the Giants. He likes the Titans. Likes the Jets. These are the bottom feeders of the NFL. But he's going with the Saints. And the reason I play that, and the reason I like that, it's not that Adam Schefter is paid by ESPN to be a brilliant analyst of NFL football. He's paid to know the agents, know the general managers, know the owners, and get text messages that indicate roster moves. That's what he's paid to do. But he is paying attention to the NFL 365 days a year. And the most prevalent theme with New Orleans is that they're a couple years away, a year away, beat bad teams last year, still not a great roster. The general consensus on the Saints, not everyone, but the general consensus is that New Orleans does not have a great roster, that's not ready to compete at the top of the NFC. And I would probably echo that to an extent. Am I 100% convicted in their offensive line? No, I feel good about it. Am I 100% convicted in Tyler Shuck? No, but I feel good about it. Am I 100% convicted in what they've got at corner? No, I'm not. Am I 100% convicted in what they've got at linebacker? No, but I feel good about it. But they're a team that last year was still one of the bottom 10 teams in the NFL and finished the season playing some other bottom 10 teams in the NFL and beating some bottom 10 teams in the NFL. So for somebody nationally to jump up there and go, hey, by the way, I think they're gonna surprise some people. And if he's got a win-loss total somewhere in the neighborhood of 7.5, depending on where you're shopping, and he thinks the Saints outperform that, well, by definition, you're going 8-9 wins. And if you go 9 wins, that's a team that all of a sudden is over 500. And I think probably in the running to win the NFC South. It would surprise me if an NFC South team won 11 games this year. So if you win 9, you're at least knocking on the door if the winner's at 10. So it's just a national voice that feels good about what the Saints are doing. I would submit this. When the NFL is always in the news cycle, ESPN's always talking about the NFL, national shows are always talking about the NFL, there's always NFL content to be consumed. But when we really crank this thing up at the end of July, when teams report to actual training camp, not rookie minicamp, not OTAs, actual training camp, when we ratchet this thing up, the Saints will be well below the radar. Right? They don't have a new coach anymore. They don't have a new quarterback anymore. They weren't a playoff team last year. They don't have a superstar. The Saints will be well below the radar. So we're not going to get a lot of national discussion on the black and gold when that time comes to crank this thing up in earnest. So when you get someone that's giving an honest opinion that really feels good about what the Saints are doing, I think that's validation. I talk about this all the time with the Saints and LSU. We're in the bubble. We're in the purple and gold bubble over here. We're in the black and gold bubble over here. And everybody in the black and gold bubble is kind of looking around the black and gold bubble going, I kind of like what we got going on in the black and gold bubble. We've got a draft class that's coming into their second season that looked pretty good. That includes a quarterback. We've cleared our books of some of the guys that were dead weight, and we'll continue to do that one more time this year. They went out and got a lot of weapons. The defense played great at the end of last season. Brandon Staley's back. Okay, we kind of like this. But, like, is anybody at the NFL level nationally talking about Bryce Lance? Like, is that discussion anywhere? No? Is anybody really talking about the impact that Caden Ellis is going to have coming in for Demario Davis? Probably not. Is Jonas Sanker moving down into the slot corner, catching attention in Bristol? No. The things that go on here are just not going to be national storylines. But that's okay. People are going to have to pay attention if you start winning games. And I like the fact that outside of our little bubble where we know all those things and we're paying attention to all those things and we feel good about all those things, outside of our bubble, somebody's noticing. And I hope that that's a harbinger of really good things to come. Because as I've talked about many times, like, hey, it was a pretty bad 2 years. There was a 2-week blip right at the top of that season when they dominated Dallas in week 2, and you're going, okay, what's the deal here? And then it was terrible after that. And then it was terrible for the beginning of the next year. Maybe you start to go and find that sunshine at the end of the storm this year. And again, I don't think a lot of national folks are going to talk about it. We certainly will. We'll do it every day. But I like hearing a national guy do it. So I was thrilled that Adam Schefter stuck his neck out. I'm like, yeah, I like the Saints. Now, just don't try to group yourself immediately in with the Jets and Titans and Giants, because that's not great company to keep. Just keep it on the front end of that clip where I think the Saints, you got to find that young up-and-coming quarterback. Well, hopefully they have that. So Shefty thinks the Saints are his pick, and he's been hot. 2 years ago, Commanders made the NFC Championship game. Last year, the Patriots made the Super Bowl. Now, the Saints going to win their division, obviously, because Shefty said so, right? Feel good about it. Jordan, what do you think? You pumped that Shefty is feeling the black and gold? He's drinking the black and gold Kool-Aid?
I mean, it's cool he's drinking the Kool-Aid, but I'm gonna be honest, I'm not too happy about this.
What?
You know, I feel like it's a little. I just want the
He's
games.
hot 2 years in a row.
He's hot, and that's cool. But I feel like there's steps that the Saints have to go through before we get. I don't want to jump out too early and look like the Commanders. Like, we thought Jaden Daniels was a lightning in a bottle, what they had going on. Then they surrounded with a bunch of old men, and now they came crashing back down to earth.
They did.
Now, granted, Patriots, they went and got Drake May, a brand new A.J. Brown. But you know how A.J. Brown gets, so we'll see how that turns out too. So I just don't want to jump in that water too early, and then you find out you really can't swim. You know, you think you can swim, you jump in that water, and you can't swim. So I want to just take it slow. You know how you always be like, I just want the games to be played.
Yeah.
I just want to play the games. Let's see what happens.
I got troubling news on that front. It's June the 8th.
We're June.
It's
we're
June
June.
the 8th.
It's real nasty. We didn't even get to the point in the offseason where players just start getting arrested. Like, just random guys getting arrested and all that. So we still got a ways away. But I just want to just play the games. Let's take it slow. Let's see where we go. Because the first 2 games, you got to gauntlet. Let's see how they look in the first 2 games, and then we can start talking about what Schefter talking about.
We shall see. Transfer portal in baseball is still open. A couple guys went in that I'm interested in today. We'll talk about those next.
The Hunt Palmer Show.
Fabry Chevrolet GMC. Online at FabryChevrolet.com. That's FabryChevrolet.com. The entire inventory is online at FabryChevrolet.com. I invite you to go by and see them, Highway 61 in St. Francisville. They've been now in business for about 10 months over at Fabry Chevrolet GMC. And that sounds new, but you realize that it's the Fabry family that's been in business for 35 years. In Baton Rouge, 5 brands, 3 locations. And the reason they've had the success they have and the reason they've made the impact on the community they have is because their customer service is phenomenal. We've all had troubling visits to car dealerships, right? You feel you got that pushy salesperson, feel like you're being taken advantage of, not sure about this or that. That's never going to happen at Fabry Chevrolet GMC. It's never going to happen at a Fabry property. So if you're looking for a new SUV like a Chevy Tahoe or a Suburban, maybe a Yukon, Denali on the GMC side, go by and see them on Highway 61 in St. Francisville and see for yourself what the customer service difference is at Fabry Chevrolet GMC. Make that short drive to St. Francisville right there on Highway 61. You can start your buying opportunity at FabryChevrolet.com, but go see them at Highway 61 in St. Francisville. It's Fabry Chevrolet GMC.
At Parrish, we bring the same commitment to your home that champions bring to the game.
Do business with someone you know.
Parrish Construction and Roofing.
Parrish Construction and Roofing. ParrishBuilt.com.
Simone ate the best gumbo of her life, rolled some dice, and enjoyed a relaxing massage. She did not, however, find time to lay by the pool. Well, Simone, there's always next time. Lake Charles, there's a lot to pack in.
I'm Lawyer Locke Meredith. We are honored and humbled to receive from our clients in Google. Based on 5-star client reviews, the designation of our law firm is highly recommended. Whether you hire us at all, please give us a call, 272-5555. You have nothing to lose.
Hi, I'm Mitchell Meredith. Injuries happen when you least expect them to, making your life more complicated. At Locke Meredith, Sean Fagan and Associates, we know this and we strive to help each of our clients during these times. Whether you hire us at all, give us a call at 272-5555.
Who bears the standard? Who sets the bar? It's not those satisfied by low-hanging fruit or by taking it easy. Now the standard is set by the best of us, by those who work hard. Dig deeper. Give more. At Sunshine, we're proud to provide John Deere products that work hard for you, the standard bearers. Find the dealer nearest you at sunequip.com.
I've been in banking for over 35 years.
This is the Hunt Palmer Show, brought to you by Guarantee Health Solutions. Guarantee Health Solutions, guiding healthcare forward. GuaranteeHealth.com.
Some of my friends over at Marucci. Go see him. What a gem here in Baton Rouge Marucci is. The official bat of Major League Baseball is made right here in Baton Rouge, and you can take a tour and learn that story. Learn the story of Marucci. It's a great opportunity for the kids in your house. Summer's upon us, looking to get them out of the house on a summer day. Go take a tour at Marucci. Such a cool spot where you can watch them make 1,200 bats every single day. You watch where they're cut, watch where they're stained, watch they're shipped off to the best players in the world. You can also become a member at Marucci, go in there and use the hitter's house. Take hacks in the cage, get some pitching reps in. If your youth baseball or softball player wants to work during the summer and maybe want to get out of the elements where it's blazing hot or raining every afternoon like it does, Marucci offers that to you. So go take a tour. Go check out the hitter's house. Become a member. 24/7 access to the cages and mounds. It's all there at Marucci. They bring you our shows each and every day. Check them out online, maruccisports.com. Speaking of baseball, a big portal entry today. And it's a familiar name to some. Not all, maybe not most, but some. It's Sawyer Solitaria. And Sawyer Solitaria is a name that you might remember from the first week of the season. LSU welcomed Kent State to the box. And Kent State was fresh off just bludgeoning Southeastern. And they came to the box, played a really competitive game, and then they went to Knoxville and won 2 out of 3. And Sawyer Solitaria is a monster. He hit 3 or 4 home runs at Southeastern in the first weekend of the season. And I remember the Monday morning waking up and writing a game preview for LSU and Kent State for LouisianaSports.net. And I was like, good grief, this guy got 8 hits in 3 games and hit 3 or 4 bombs. Like, who is this guy? And I wrote about him. I was like, you need to watch this dude starting pretty hot. You need to watch it. And he comes into the box and he's 6'4", 225. And he hits a ball off the scoreboard in the middle innings to draw Kent State closer. Now, LSU out-hit Kent State that day and won that game. But in terms of his frame, his swing, and then that one blast off the scoreboard in left field, I was like, this kid is serious. And Sawyer Solitaria was serious. He went on this year to hit 294. Now, it is against MAC pitching, which is not a big number. But he also hit 16 home runs, 13 doubles. His OPS was 966, and he struck out a good bit, 57 times in 57 games. This is a guy that is going to command significant interest because he's got 2 years of starting experience under his belt. He's played in 111 games, all starts for Kent State over 2 seasons. He's faced SEC pitching this year and did a really good job against it. Now, he's not a guy that I would anticipate is going to be a 350 hitter, and we talked about profile entering this portal cycle, and it's guys that are not necessarily power hitters that are going to play premium defensive positions. They're going to be able to run. They're going to be able to help you on defense. They can control the bat. They can hit the ball the other way. And Solitaria doesn't necessarily fit that mold perfectly. Like I told you on Friday, like you're looking for that, Dawson Park is that guy. Like he hits the ball the other way. He defends at a premium position. He runs really well. He is exactly what Jay Johnson's talking about. And Solitaria is not necessarily, but he is a very, very intriguing draft prospect because of his frame, his bat path, and his power. I understand y'all are pushing back. You're going, wait a second. You said they're not chasing home runs anymore. You said they're not chasing home runs anymore. So they're not going to get guys whose only profile is power. And Solitaria does play a little bit of defense and has professional tools. The guys that LSU took this past year don't have professional tools. Solitaria does. So it's a little bit different. I'm not considering it a slam dunk, but I think there's a good chance Solitaria is going to be in the SEC next year. I think he's going to visit a number of SEC places. I think he will visit LSU, and I think LSU's got a chance. This is not uncharted waters for Jay Johnson when it comes to transfers. Chris Stanfield, he watched play, wanted him. Seth Dardar, he watched play, wanted him. Zach Cowan, he scouted hard even though he didn't face him, wanted him. You've seen LSU face guys and then bring them in the following season. He scouted Luke Coleman as well, did not did not face him because he was scratched, and we all know what happened in that instance. But Solitaire is a guy that he scouted, that he watched play, that made an impression on him, and I think they're going to go look at this. LSU needs outfield help badly because you've obviously are going to lose Jake Brown and Derek Curiel. You have lost Chris Stanfield for sure. Daniel Harden transferred out. So you're looking at William Patrick, and that's basically it in the outfield. You got other guys that can go out there and play, but it's basically William Patrick. And William Patrick is far from a sure thing offensively at LSU. So you've got to go get guys that can hit in the outfield. And that may mean you got to go get 3 of them. We'll see what happens in the draft. And I've purposely shied away from draft talk to this point on this show because it's more of a July conversation. The draft's in the middle of July. And I want more information on the portal before we get into draft and what's important and who you're looking for, what LSU can do from a money perspective. But it's just a little bit too far off right now. But you've got some good outfielders in this class that you would love to get to campus. But then, do you want to count on freshmen? There have been freshmen that can do it. Cruz could do it. Curiel could do it. Josh Pearson could do it. Antoine Duplantis could do it. There are guys who can play in the outfield as freshmen. William Patrick wasn't ready to do that offensively this year. He can play defense, but he wasn't ready to do that offensively. So I don't want to lean too much on the signing class. You'd like to go get some guys at the front end to help you offensively. And Solitaire could be one of those guys, for sure. I thought LSU would get a commitment over the weekend from the transfer portal. They did not. They have been hosting visitors. They hosted a couple this weekend. Dino Waters has been rumored to be here in Baton Rouge. The Texas moderator over at Rivals said he was here. That still feels like a Texas A&M battle, but LSU certainly threw their hat in the ring. That's a slam dunk of a take for an ACC player. Solitaire is probably a notch down from that, but the tools are impressive. And look, just because it didn't work with small school guys this year, Grand Canyon and High Point didn't translate this year, you still have real evidence that it does. Anthony Ianson, Daniel Dickinson, like those worked. Luis Hernandez worked. You've gotten some really good players from the smaller levels. It's just about evaluation. And one of the things I take solace in Skeens is the obvious example. But I take solace in is MLB scouting. Nobody had the guys that LSU took out of the portal this year. These guys, they do. Dawson Park is on MLB radars, no question. For sure. Landon Hood from Gonzaga on professional radars, for sure. No question. And so is Sawyer Solitaire. He's played 2 years. He's played against SEC teams. He's a very draftable prospect. And that's more important to me than where you took Psych 1001. I don't care if you went to Kent State or you went to Bama. If the pro scouts think you've got the goods, great. Now, I prioritize statistics in proven situations like Tommy White. But this is a guy I think is a take. So we'll see if that's a guy LSU can nail down. But if you want to see Sawyer Solitaire, go back and look at the highlights on YouTube of LSU and Kent State from February, and you will see a missile of a home run off the scoreboard that he hit in the chilly temps here in Baton Rouge. So he's got exposure to the box. He's seen what this program can look like, and I expect that LSU will throw their hat in the ring here, as will a number of SEC teams. We'll see kind of how it all shakes out. All right, chugging along here on a Monday edition of the Hunt Palmer Show. We're brought to you by Guarantee Health Solutions. They're online at guaranteehealth.com, guaranteehealth.com. Talked a little Saints there at the top of the hour. Going to do it again. Got some sound from a couple of Saints from OTAs from the weekend, so we'll get into that when we come back.
The Hunt Palmer Show.
One Bath and Closets. OneBathAndClosets.com is the website. David Vaughn and his team, 30 years redesigning and remodeling bathrooms and closets. I love telling personal stories, and Brian Haldane's got one. He's right across the hall from us here. He does mornings with Brian Haldane on Talk 107.3 5 days a week. And he looked at his wife, and they're like, we got to figure something out in the bathroom. We've got to renovate this. And so they called David Vaughn One Bath and Closets, had that sit down, and determined what they wanted to do to customize it to what exactly they were looking for. And they've been thrilled with the results. Brian's talked about it on his show. He's talked about it to me. They went from one vanity to two, redid all of the wood in there. They redid all of the floors, and they've loved it. if you're looking to transform your bathroom, David Duvall and his team are happy to do it. Have that consultation with him. It's free to sit down with David. He'll use his 30 years of experience to talk to you about what it is you want to do. And once you decide that plan of action, he'll do it right the first time and leave the competition behind. Also, there's financing if you're looking to pay it over time. 0% financing, same as cash, up to 18 months if you qualify for it. Check it out online, onebathandclosets.com. Get that free consultation. It's One Bath and Closets online at onebathandclosets.com.
I'm lawyer Collins Locke Meredith. Among the most important factors to consider when you're hiring an injury attorney is trust. You trust your attorney will put your interest first, treat you with respect, fairness, and honesty. You trust them to be there for you when you need them. At Locke Meredith, Sean Fagan and Associates, thousands of clients have trusted us to represent them, and for good reasons. Please visit us at LockeMeredith.com to learn more, and whether you hire us at all, give us a call at 272-5555. You have nothing to lose.
Hey, it's Matt Moscona. Look, back pain can sideline you from the things you love. That's why I trust Dr. Kevin McCarthy and the team at the Spine Center of Louisiana. Dr. McCarthy doesn't just treat symptoms. He gets to the root of the problem. From advanced injection therapy to minimally invasive surgery, they've got the expertise to get you back in the game. With 5 locations across Louisiana, including right here in Baton Rouge, quality care is close to home. Call the Spine Center of Louisiana or visit spinecenterla.com.
As a business owner, you're always focused on how you can improve the bottom line. Well, when was the last time you shopped your insurance coverage? Insurance Network of Louisiana can help. If you're a business owner, let my friends at Insurance Network of Louisiana see if they can find you better coverage for less money. They always offer exceptional customer service and partner with only the best providers. So check them out online today at lainsurance.net.
My name is Mike Krumholt, and I've been with First American Bank for 4 years. What makes First American Bank special is we're able to offer all the products and services that any other big bank can offer. What sets us apart is being able to give that small town feel that someone can pick up the phone and they can talk to someone or stop by the branch and get excellent customer service.
These are the luckiest ice cubes in the world. They could have been a thankless bed for an all-you-can-eat salad bar, but instead, they've been called upon to cradle and cool a crisp, refreshing Dos Equis. Looks like the lucky just got luckier. Dos Equis.
You're listening to The Hunt Palmer Show, brought to you by Guarantee Health Solutions. Guarantee Health Solutions, guiding healthcare forward. GuaranteeHealth.com.
Storm season's here, y'all. It is June. That means anytime there could be activity in the Gulf of Mexico. Make sure you're prepared. One of the reasons you get prepared is, one of the ways you get prepared is you contact Boudreaux's Electrical Services and make sure you got that Generac home standby generator installed at your home. Maybe you've already gotten a Generac home standby generator installed, but you've never heard from the company you bought it from again. They came out, they installed it, they're gone. Well, how do you know that generator is ready to go? Is anybody monitoring it? Does anybody know if the mechanical issues have been resolved, if they exist at all? If you fit that description, you can call Boudreaux's Electrical Services at 985-397-1562. That's 985-397-1562 or 225-300-9389. Give them a call and say, hey, I bought this Generac generator from a big box store. I don't know if it's up and running or not, but I want to be sure that it is for storm season. they'll come out and make sure. That's called the Boudreaux's Boost. Even if you didn't buy it from them, they're happy to come out and help. That's what Neil and Melissa preach to their team. It's customer service. It's understanding the needs of the people of South Louisiana, and that's what they're willing to do at Boudreaux's Electrical Services. Now, if you buy a Generac home standby generator from them, you're already going to know about that. You're going to have power. You're going to have protection. But it's storm season. Don't get caught flat-footed. Don't wait until that storm's in the Gulf. Get that Generac home standby generator installed soon from our friends at Boudreaux's Electrical Services. All right, chugging along here. Our Monday show is brought to you by Guarantee Health Solutions. I want to talk some Saints, and a couple of Saints met with the media earlier this weekend, and one was Kelvin Banks, who we haven't heard from a lot in his time in New Orleans, but he did speak this weekend, and he talked about having a full NFL offseason to get ready to go play left tackle for this Saints team.
Yeah, it's been great, especially because I can fully focus on football and, like they say, not running 40s and not doing all these cone drills and stuff like that. It's been good, especially like getting a full off season, getting to do a full workout, training regimen, and stay on it consistently. It's been real good, especially making sure I get my body back right as well.
It's true. Like, you spend a whole quarter of an off season just running drills, running cones, doing bench press or vertical leap or doing like whatever the case may be, not really working on your game, not really watching tape. You're training for the combine. And now you get to train to play football, which Banks is obviously embracing a ton. Now, last year, there was a revolving door next to him at left guard. Trevor Penning was there, and then they traded him, and you move in Dylan Radins, and like you had some injuries, and it's just there wasn't a lot of stability next to Kelvin Banks. Well, now you've remedied that. You've gone out, you've gotten David Edwards to plug in right next to Kelvin Banks and man that left side of the offensive line, and Banks talked about what that's meant to him.
It's been great, man. He's a great communicator, so he communicates a lot throughout the plays and even during plays, after play. He's always communicating. So it's been a real easy process being able to plug him in at left guard, and we just gelled like that.
I'm sincerely hopeful that it makes a significant difference on the left side of the offensive line, because we know the Saints simply have to protect Tyler Shuck better, and the Saints simply have to run the football better. If they can't do those two things, they're not going to get off the ground. And the offensive line is a huge part of that. And you feel like your left tackle is going to be better than he was last year, and you certainly feel like your left guard is going to be better than it was last year, and that should make for a more comfortable Tyler Shuck in the pocket when his blind side is protected a little bit better. And you always take a veteran right there next to a young player. That's a big help. And so last one from Kelvin Banks here is him talking about his comfort on the Saints offensive line.
The comfortability with the O-line, I feel like it's always been a steady pace. I mean, since coming in as a rookie, the first day here, guys make it easier for you to kind of come into a brotherhood and come into a situation where you're going to work hard, but also everybody's going to all have fun and be a tight group. So it's definitely a comfortable situation to be in for sure.
And that's good to hear. Kelvin Banks is a big piece, not just metaphorically, literally, to what the Saints want to be on offense, because you can't compete at the top of the NFL if your left tackle can't win against the best pass rushers in the league. And I didn't expect him to do that consistently last year. You're asking a rookie to play against the best in the world at one of the toughest spots to play in the game. But he's got to continue to improve. He was good last year. He was certainly passable last year, serviceable last year. And I think he can move into a really strong player this year. He can move into a real strength of the Saints team if he takes a trajectory you want from an early first-round pick, which he was. So he's a big piece to this. You want to have your franchise tackles from those back-to-back first-round picks with Fuaga on the right, Banks on the left. That needs to work along with the quarterback. And if it does, you've really got something important when you're trying to call plays and devise an offense that's going to be productive in the National Football League. So good to hear from Kelvin Banks. Now we move to the defensive side of the ball, where Caden Ellis is kind of the old new kid on the block. He had been here previously, goes to the Falcons, comes back, and he's now playing a new defense. It's a guy that was in the old defense, and now Brandon Staley's taken over, and he talked about adapting to that.
We're going. It's really awesome getting to spend time with Peter Sermon and Brandon Staley and all these guys to get to hear how they, skin the cat. There's a lot of ways to do it, and the way they do it is a lot of the same thing I've done, and there's a lot of different things that I haven't done before. It's really cool to learn from them, first off, foremost, and they're special minds, and Brandon's got a really special defense here. Everybody's bought in, everybody's dialed, and I'm excited to play my part in it.
It seemed that way at the end of last year. It seemed like they were playing fast. Seems like they were playing productive. They were playing bad teams, bad quarterbacks. I get it. But they were playing well. And it's the NFL. So anytime you go out there and do something that looks really good, you take note of that. And the Saints certainly did that last year. And Ellis continued, speaking about his new defensive coordinator.
I'm trying to, again, a lot of different coordinators in a few years here, and I don't want to be out there game one like it's my first game in this defense. I want it to look like it's my 50th game in this defense, and I think the best way to do that is to pick the genius's brain, and that's what I'm going to do.
Pick the genius's brain. Spend some time with Brandon Staley. That's what it's that to me, and I'm probably reading too much in. I'm admitting that up front, but it sounds to me like a guy that's really excited to be back in New Orleans. There was a lot of energy in his voice. There's a lot of juice there. And it just seems like a guy who liked his time here, went off and made some real money and improved and played at a Pro Bowl caliber level. And now is coming back to a team he really wants to play for and wants to be good for. So it sounds like a guy that's motivated. Sounds like a guy that wants to be better. Sounds like a guy that wants to be a captain on that defense in the middle of the defense. And there's no question, like this is beyond a doubt. He is replacing Demario Davis, who is the heartbeat of that franchise for the last 8 years. So that's a tall order, and he talked about it.
It'll be very daunting. He's a special player, special man, special leader. That's not what it is. I'm coming here to be Caden Ellis and be me. I've got great people around me, great teammates, great coaches, and the leadership will be dispersed throughout the team because Demario's got a special voice, and that's not what I'm here for.
Fair enough. I think that's great. That's a mature answer that you might not get from a rookie who is being asked the same question. But when you're Caden Ellis and you've been in the league and you're seasoned and you understand that you just got to play to your ability level. You can't try to be Demario Davis. That's a refreshing thing to hear. And I think that was a positive ad. We talked about this a couple weeks ago when I read that ESPN.com piece that said you're kind of adding pieces to a win now in a win now mode, and your roster's not in a win now mode. And I pushed back against it. I was like, they have money to spend, and he's a guy they know. Kellen Moore may not know him. Brandon Staley may not know him, but Mickey Loomis does. You know this guy. He wants to be here. He's been productive. You actually take him away from a rival. I think it's a very positive thing. And then when you add to it his energy level and his understanding of what he needs to be and what he, more importantly maybe, doesn't need to be, that is absolutely a positive on there. So I think these two guys are primed for really solid seasons. I'm excited about those two guys. I think the draft pick was good 2 years ago. I think the signing was solid this offseason of Ellis. And you just got to hope that defense produces to a level similar to what it showed you in December of last year. Because if you get that, we think the offense is going to be better, and that's where you can kind of flip this thing and get upwards of 500 football. That's at least the hope. So I enjoyed both guys with the energy they brought, with the answers they gave. It wasn't earth-shattering stuff, but I thought they sounded committed, sounded excited, and they're going to be huge pieces to what you're doing. Kelvin Banks is your left tackle. Caden Ellis is your middle linebacker. They've got to be key cogs, leaders, producers for this team. And if they are, you're inching towards getting back into the playoffs and being relevant. If they're not, it's a lot of resources you delved into, guys that aren't helping. I have no reason to believe they won't. I have every reason to believe they will, because Caden Ellis has already done it, and Kelvin Banks has that profile. But it's June, so we haven't gotten to when they're actually going to do it. But I like what I heard from those two guys. Jordan, how are you feeling about Caden Ellis in the middle of your defense, no Demario Davis?
It's hard to replace Demario. It's not going to be easy, but I think Caden Ellis, he's shown you what he's able to do, not only being a blitzer, but it's going to be hard for that leadership aspect, but it's not the end of the world for new times. New times is a little concerning at the same time, but I'm open to it. I'm open to see what a Stutzman, can he step up? Can Pete Werner, what can he do? And I'm interested to see how this plays a part, but ultimately my eyes and focus go to Kelvin Banks on the offensive line, because you're going to need it, especially if you think Shuck can take that next step. You're going to need the offensive line to shore up. You think of David Edwards, what he can bring, with a Kelvin Banks, and can that left side be solidified? But we already know my boy Caesar Salad on the other end. Mm-hmm. What can he do what can Jeremiah
much.
Wright, not much, but can he just be serviceable? Because you're going to need that offense to take another step, especially if you think, if Shefty's over here saying the Saints are going to make a run or something like that.
Shefty says they got it in them.
All right, well, if Shefty says this, your offensive line's going to have to take that next leap. So, and that all starts with your left tackle. So I'm interested. I'm happy.
Jeremiah Wright, probably a year away, but I'll be watching him in the preseason. No
We'll be
question
tapped in.
about that. All right, we'll come back and close it out next.
The Hunt Palmer Show.
Highland Insurance Group, HighlandIG.com. HighlandIG.com is the website. Benefits have become a struggle for a lot of businesses. You're trying to keep your employees with the right health care. You're trying to make sure that their dental, vision is taken care of. You're trying to make sure your benefits that you're offering can help you attract talent in your organization, can help you keep talent in your organization, but the cost is becoming prohibitive, right? That's the case with a lot of businesses. I'm not proclaiming that the Highland Insurance Group's a silver bullet here. What I am telling you is they are an independent broker. They have access to multiple carriers, and they can give you a second look. If you've just had a benefits renewal that did not go well, or you fear your next one with your healthcare, your employees, with the dental, with the vision, if you feel like the next one might be a squeeze, contact Jonathan Harbaugh in the Highland Insurance Group. Say, hey, we're coming up for renewal in October. Can you just give it a look and see what we can do? They are happy to help you with that. They understand the struggles that business owners are going through. They want to help. They're based in Baton Rouge. They can help you out statewide. It's the Highland Insurance Group. They're online at HighlandIG.com.
As a business owner, you're always focused on how you can improve the bottom line. Well, when was the last time you shopped your insurance coverage? Insurance Network of Louisiana can help. If you're a business owner, let my friends at Insurance Network of Louisiana see if they can find you better coverage for less money. They always offer exceptional customer service and partner with only the best providers. So check them out online today at lainsurance.net.
Transform your living space with Lacoste & Young Remodeling and take your home from outdated to outstanding. Redefine your kitchen for the ultimate culinary experience, or elevate your daily routine with a spa-worthy bathroom retreat. Our skilled team brings 3D modeling to life to ensure your vision becomes a reality. We believe luxury should be accessible and offer tailored solutions to fit your budget without compromising quality. So contact us today for a free estimate. Lacoste & Young Remodeling, providing perfect solutions for your dream home.
Simone ate the best gumbo of her life, rolled some dice, and enjoyed a relaxing massage. She did not, however, find time to lay by the pool. Well, Simone, there's always next time. Lake Charles, there's a lot to pack in.
Hi, I'm Mitchell Meredith. At Locke Meredith Sean Fagan and Associates, we know each case and client are unique, and that no two cases are the same. But one thing remains constant, and that is our passion to help our clients. After an accident, we know your life has changed, which is why we passionately fight to make you and your family whole. Remember, whether you hire us at all, give us a call at 272-5555. We're here to serve you.
I'm Billy Schmidt, and I've been with First American Bank for 13 years. I have a passion of getting to know customers, getting to know their journeys, getting to know their stories, and being a small part of that, and just continuing that, and taking those relationships and expanding out into the community, just to make First American a household name. And people look at us and say, hey, what's special about you guys? You're part of a family.
Hey, it's Matt Moscona. Look, back pain can sideline you from the things you love. That's why I trust Dr. Kevin McCarthy and the team at the Spine Center of Louisiana. Dr. McCarthy doesn't just treat symptoms. He gets to the root of the problem. From advanced injection therapy to minimally invasive surgery, they've got the expertise to get you back in the game. With 5 locations across Louisiana, including right here in Baton Rouge, quality.
You're listening to The Hunt Palmer Show, brought to you by Guarantee Health Solutions. Guarantee Health Solutions, guiding healthcare forward. GuaranteeHealth.com.
Shout out to Guarantee Health Solutions. They bring you our Monday shows each and every week. They're guiding healthcare forward at Guarantee Health Solutions. Rachel Fricky runs a show over there at Guarantee Health Solutions and just does an awesome job. Her background is in the hotel industry, in the hospitality industry. And when her mom was diagnosed with cancer, she went through that journey with her mom. And she realized that the healthcare space was impersonal, was unpleasant, was uncomfortable. It was just a bad experience. And she thought, well, I can make this better. And that's what birthed Guarantee Health Solutions. So if you're in the healthcare space, whether you've got a dental office, you've got an urgent care clinic, a hospital, private practice, whatever the case may be, and you haven't spent a lot of time considering the patient experience, Guarantee Health Solutions is happy to help you with that. They can do your marketing. They can handle digital advertising. They can revamp your website. How many clicks to care? We live in a website world, a mobile website world, where somebody can just Google where they need to go for this. Do you show up when they Google that? If you do, can someone schedule an appointment right there at their fingertips? What about when they walk in? Does your staff know how to treat people properly? Make people feel welcome, make them want to come back, make sure they do come back for annuals, set that infrastructure up. If these are things you don't consider because you're busy, working in the healthcare space, that's what Guarantee Health Solutions is here to do. They will improve your Net Promoter Score. They've done it for many, many partners in the past, and they can do it for you. They're moving healthcare forward, guiding healthcare forward. It's Guarantee Health Solutions. They're online at guaranteehealth.com. Learn more at guaranteehealth.com. Our College World Series field is set. Friday's action will crank things up from Charles Schwab Field. That'll be Troy in West Virginia in the afternoon slot, 1 o'clock, and it'll be Ole Miss and North Carolina in what should be an awesome game coming up at 6 o'clock on Friday. That'll probably be Jason DeCaro and Hunter Elliott, two really good arms. So the winner of that game will have a significant leg up to play in the championship series. No question about that. Saturday's action, I'm guessing on this, but I feel very confident in my guessing. Oklahoma and Bama will play the afternoon game on Saturday. And the nightcap will be probably the two most consistent and best teams in the country, Georgia and Texas. They will play in the nightcap. So your brackets are Troy, West Virginia, and Ole Miss, North Carolina on one side. Troy, West Virginia, Ole Miss, North Carolina. The other side, Hoover, baby. Oklahoma, Bama, Georgia, Texas. So somebody from the Southeastern Conference will be playing in the title series. If Ole Miss makes it, it'll be two SEC teams again. So I told you, and I'll tell you again, we'll break it down probably on Thursday and Friday's show. I think Ole Miss is going to win this whole thing. I think they're playing the best. I think they got the best starting rotation as a whole, and I think they'll do it. I like Texas a lot. I think Georgia's really good as well. I give Troy no chance. I give West Virginia a very small chance. I think UNC's certainly got a chance. I give Oklahoma and Bama no chance. I don't think either team's very good, although one of those teams will play on Monday in the winner's bracket game to take control of that bracket. So whoever wins on Saturday, the winner will play on Monday. So we'll see. I am still very, very excited for the College World Series, even though there's a lot of SEC flavor. I've been enjoying the regionals and super regionals, and we'll certainly enjoy Omaha. We won't talk about it a ton, probably a segment a day, but I'm excited about it. So we'll see how it all shakes out. Take it or leave it.
Take it or leave it.
Take it or leave it.
Today's hottest stories in sports, news, and sometimes even Hunt's life. The question is, will he take them or leave them?
All right, it could be cheaper to attend a Super Bowl than to watch the New York Knicks play the San Antonio Spurs in the Garden for Game 3, 4, and 6 of the 2026 NBA Finals. These tickets, the cheapest ticket for these games have been more expensive than every Super Bowl ticket tracked by SeatGeek. $11,000 for the cheapest seat for Game 3 and $13,000 for the cheapest ticket for Game 4. So is this bad for the real fans? Take it or leave it.
Leave it. Sorry.
Leave it alone.
You pull for the Knicks. So you're in Manhattan.
Pull for the Knicks, yeah.
People are rich, and there's a lot of them. So you're not going. Like that's part of living in New York.
I didn't
Things
think
are
about
expensive.
that.
Beer costs $11 in New York. It is what it is.
Whoa, that's kind of cheaper than it is in the dome.
No, I'm talking about in the restaurants. But like in the bars. Like
okay.
You talk about you live in New Orleans, you can get in the Pelicans game. It's a small city, and
you can go. Listen, I bought a large smoothie and I got tickets to go to a Pelicans game.
Yeah, for sure.
That's how bad it is.
There are a couple of LSU basketball seasons over the last like 5 years where I've bought tickets for like $3. Yeah. Me and Myers went for $3 a pop right behind the goal.
Hey, I enjoyed my time though. I'm not gonna lie.
look, you live in a big city, you got a good team, you gotta pay. And trust me, if I was a huge Knicks fan, I'm not, because you figure you're not going alone. That's $22,000. $22,000. That's not happening. Not happening in my house.
For what, like 3 hours?
Yeah.
For about 3 hours.
Not even 3 hours.
Yeah, if that. Oh my goodness, then the traffic and all this. So the Europeans are making their way to the U.S. and they're taking over social media. They're trying various food establishments that they can't get back across seas. So German people right now, they're in Atlanta and they are trying Waffle House for the first time and they are losing their minds. So
they like it?
Oh, they love it. Oh, they're like, this is the greatest they've ever tried. They don't want to go back. They are having the time of their lives. Hunt, I've even seen one that they said they pulled up to Taco Bell and said, I'm finally at the Mecca, the homeland. And they are trying Taco Bell.
This is sad.
They are having a blast.
Trust me.
Trying Waffle House for the first time. Take it or leave it.
Take it. Look, I'll be clear about this. I'm perfectly happy going to Waffle House. Yes. I'm perfectly happy with that. I think Taco Bell is exactly what it is. But to suggest that these foods are awesome.
Oh, they love it.
My breakfast at home is as good as Waffle House.
Listen.
I love Waffle House. I'll go to Waffle House. Gulf Shores, you go to Floribama, you wake up the next day, Waffle House across the street. Come on, serve it up. I'm good. Like, the food's not that great.
These people are having a blast.
That's just an indictment on Europe, is what it is.
Oh, most definitely, 100%. Like, Hunt, they're going to.
I'm going to London in October. You're telling me I can't get any food there?
I heard there's no air conditioning either.
That's not good.
I've heard
but it's
no
October, so it should be fine.
So they're having such a good time that they're going into Walmart and taking pictures and videos. I cannot believe what is going on in here. They're having a blast. So the Spurs are facing NBA history tonight as no team in NBA Finals history has overcome a 0-2 series after losing the first two at home. At home. So is that all she wrote? The Knicks are NBA champions. Take it or leave it.
Leave it.
Leave it alone.
I got the Spurs tonight.
Whoa, okay.
Spurs tonight. Number's only 2.5. Jimmy's on the Knicks, I know. Knicks have been much better. Knicks have been hot. Brunson's a stud. Garden's going to be on fire.
Yes.
But I got the Spurs tonight.
Got to weather the storm. Like you said, the Garden's going to be on fire.
It's going to be awesome. It's going to be as good an environment as there will be in the NBA. Like between, you got to put it all together. You got to put the fan base and their passion. Knicks fans are incredibly passionate.
100%.
You got to put the size of the arena, which is huge. You got to put the fact that they haven't won a championship in a billion years right in there. It's going to be as good an environment as it can be. And that's going to be quite a scene, but I think the Spurs will win. So we'll see.
All right, so that's it for Take It or Leave It.
I'll face the music tomorrow if I'm dead wrong.
You'll face the music?
I will. Our Monday show's brought to you by Guarantee Health Solutions, online at guaranteehealth.com, guaranteehealth.com. I'm excited. Headed over to Swing Easy Golf Club to settle the score. Our two winners from our Swing Easy giveaway. They will compete to be members of Swing Easy for a couple months and compete in their league. So very excited about that. We'll give you an update on it. Follow us on social media. We'll give you some highlights and probably, candidly, some lowlights as to what goes on at Swing Easy Golf Club this afternoon. May have some poor shots. We'll see. Maybe we got two scratch guys who light it up. But I'm excited to get over there. Missed any of the show today, catch it on demand wherever you find your sound. Hunt on LSU, talk recruiting with Sam Spiegelman. Lots of recruiting intel there you can check out. And two Saints segments you can check out at Hunt on Saints. College World Series field is set, and Brendan Sorsby's eligible, which I lost my mind about at the top of the show. So catch all that wherever you find your sound. Just search Hunt Palmer Show. Matt's going to drive you home next on After Further Review. We'll take a time out for about 22 hours. Back tomorrow, same time, same place.
The Hunt Palmer Show.
Fabry Chevrolet GMC. FabryChevrolet.com. FabryChevrolet.com is that website. They've got some phenomenal deals. Highly suggest you go check them out. Highway 61 in St. Francisville. Make that short drive. You will not regret it because the deals are awesome, as I've been telling you about for a couple of weeks now. And you can get these deals all June long. So you got a little bit of time, but get on by and see them. 2026 Chevy Silverados, 0% APR financing for 36 months. 2026 GMC Sierra 1500s, 2.9% for 72 months. That's 5 years. Now until the end of the month. And look, if you're looking for a Chevy Trailblazer, Chevy Trax, you can get one for as low as $30,000. If you're looking for a new vehicle, they've got them. Looking for pre-owned vehicles, they've got them. They're all online there at FabryChevrolet.com. So take a look at that entire inventory online. Go see them, Highway 61 in St. Francisville. It's Fabry Chevrolet GMC online at FabryChevrolet.com.
At Bayou Automotive, we believe in a sales process that puts you first. We want you to experience an easy purchase with clear pricing and great service. Let Bayou Ford and Bayou Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram be your trusted partners in finding your perfect vehicle. The crew at Bayou Automotive is going to do right by you.
At Sunshine, your hometown John Deere dealer, we know you deserve value when you purchase equipment. Right now, take advantage of the powerful 3025E tractor for just $297 a month, with 0% financing for 72 months. Tractor packages with a trailer also available. Whether you're tackling land, property, or projects, get your job done. Don't wait. This offer ends June 30th.